He invested so much money into this team after losing Busquets, after losing Alba, bringing on players like Berterame, spending, what was it, like $15 million to bring him in. He spent $2 million on David Ayala, brought in Reguilon, brought in Mikael. Like the investment was there, and him talking about, they can win this, and then about the dream of going and playing a Libertadores in South America, and it's just like all of that just goes down the drain, and I think it just kind of sucks. And you're not talking about going all the way to the quarterfinals, well, the quarterfinals would have been next, but you're not talking about going to semis or losing in the finals, right?
Went to the match last week, and so it was, on a positive, it was really good to see a lot of, our colleagues and friends that we have of the show and that, we've just built relationships with over the last few years. And we were all honestly, the vibe the first half was very positive, and then the second half came, I felt like there was more to do, offensively, and it just didn't feel like a good thing at the moment. And I was saying it, he brought in Suarez too late. We needed that because everything was just feeling so robotic. And look, we've been saying it all season leading up to in the preseason. It's early, but we were saying, man, the offense isn't clicking. They're looking really robotic. You have players that are firecrackers. You have players that can come and change the game. Maybe you don't start with it, but you need to catch it before it gets away from you, and in this case, before the team knew it, Nashville scored, and because of the away goal, that meant they were sort of on top, and Inter Miami were then having to chase the game for 25 minutes left, but as time ticked on, you just kept seeing Inter Miami either pass it backwards or pass it parallel, and it just was it was a bad setup. Players didn't have good games, and in the end, a lot of things that you can look at and say that it didn't go well and it was a big mistake.